Hi everyone, welcome to today's altcoin Bible. Crypto bull market is here. It absolutely feels like it. We're seeing a lot of those low market cap coins pump off their tree as Bitcoin dominance falls away. If you're looking to learn a little bit more about that, I do cover it in a little bit more depth in the full version of this session, which you can get access to if you become a newsletter subscriber. Link down below. Check that out. Let's get into the three cryptos that I'm really keen on. And there are so many I could cover today. But I love BNB here, and I wish this session was yesterday, because in the bi-weekly session we have with the masterminds, Joe and I were talking about BNB at about 6:55, I think it was, and just how amazing the chart looked. And it's ripped this morning by about, 20%, and that's from the low, it's not from 650. But that's a really beautiful move. BNB just looked the goods. And when you think about it in terms of how the market is structured, if altcoins are popping, if BNB is moving to new all-time highs, and that's what it's just done, made a new all-time high, it means that there is market makers, smart money, capital, retail investors all moving through Binance to get the the highest liquidity, the best pairs, all that lovely stuff that Binance offers, but they're getting the BNB coin to save money on fees. So if the BNB coin's going up, it's a great signpost and proxy that this market is hot, it's heating up. And that's what we're seeing with BNB coin going up. It's almost like owning a share in Binance, the business, and revenues are up and they're doing great. Taking a lot of fees in means things are really good in the market. And that's what this chart shows me. So BNB's actually closed above the old all-time high this morning. So fantastic. And this is a really strong close. This could obviously come back and correct underneath a little bit, but what this signals is a longer term move by BNB towards that $1,000 mark. Whenever you get a strong close above prior all-time high like that, and we've just ticked into the power zone, BNB's going higher. So I can't overlook BNB. It is the cherry ripe. It's just a phenomenal looking chart. And after this consolidation and retaking this hugely consequential range, tap, and then broke through it, came back as support. She's ready to go, and it's a great proxy for the broader altcoin market. All right, my one to watch here, and for the people watching the extended version of this episode, I also look at Theta as another one to watch. I think those charts look just fantastic. But Beam, we've been talking about it a lot as almost like the S&P 500 of gaming to capture that whole niche of the market. But this crypto is just showing us power. And the big cup and handle, the big bowl shape is emerging, and it's playing out. The strength of Beam, after making these higher highs and higher lows, is just there for all to see. Broke the downtrend, moving higher, taking out these ranges. This was the core range here, in my view, before retesting the old highs. So now that we've flipped that and we've come back down in support, and now we're big bullish engulfing candle moving higher, there's really not much stopping not much stopping Beam from moving back to testing this all-time high range. Now I've put the line there at this peak, not up here. That's fine. It's just much the muchness on where it is. But that 4 cent level is where I think we go next. And that's where we likely run into, find some resistance, we could overshoot a little bit, come back down. And then we're going to contend with this kind of region, and maybe actually through here as a pullback before new all-time highs. But just broadly, this chart is looking phenomenal for a longer term setup, even short mid-term as well. Just ticked into the power zone over here. So Beam looking 10 out of 10. Now, danger zone this week. I love to give a bit of a jab to XRP where possible. It's a perfectly fine asset to hold or trade, as long as it's a risk-adjusted percentage of your portfolio. Everyone will be different. You might have different risk parameters than me. But XRP here, I want to just be quite objective with this chart. And it's not passing the taxi test. I have heard so much hype and noise of late around XRP. XRP is going to X price. How do I get XRP? I've just sold my Bitcoin. I've just sold my Solana for XRP. I've been hearing it everywhere, and I'm seeing it on the news. And right now, this hype thing is going off, and this alert is going off in the back of my head. Now, I could be wrong on that. This could be just the very early innings of a larger, crypto move, especially through XRP. But this is a significant move. This is 500% in a couple of weeks. And whenever that happens, whenever we're starting to see the RSI maxing out, around that 90%. We're going to have a correction, whether it be a local a local top or a real top. I don't think we're in a topping scenario here, for the entire bull market for an XRP. I think it can actually go higher, but it is retesting its most important level in its history. Essentially, it is retesting its old all-time high region, and above that $3 to $3.30 level, and we've run straight into it. So we could get another smack above. In fact, it's probably likely, just based on this momentum here, how strong it is and how hypey things are at the moment, where I think we could have another run into that region, but we just want to be very careful if we're starting to see the momentum begin to wane off. Coming back to even the 70 region for reloading and go higher is preferable. And this is the parabola that it's starting to develop here. And there are times when the parabola is, it's fantastic, it's where you make a lot of money. But you also have to keep in the back of your mind that if this parabola is broken, so if it breaks this uptrend line here, then we're likely coming into a larger correction. And all these cryptos are going to have to do this at some point. They're going to have a larger correction before a much larger move. Now, XRP can go higher, absolutely, but it does have some limitations around its market cap. If we're starting to look, higher, people are talking ridiculous things like $100. I mean, that's starting to get to levels that is the higher valuations than some of the top tech stocks in the world, like Nvidia, S&P 500 even. So we have to be very clear-eyed and sober about this. One of the best and funnest coins to own when the market is hot. So again, I don't want to put a massive cold blanket on it, for the rest of the cycle. I think it's still got a lot of legs in it, but we want to be very clear-eyed about sort of entering here or getting excited about XRP when we're literally running into the old all-time high, and people are shilling it left and right, and people want to melt their life savings into it. I mean, these are just red hype flags where smart money is probably going to start distributing and using people as extra liquidity as we move higher. So in terms of a risk reward, you're probably wanting to actually wait for a breach of that overhead and consolidation, maybe support above, and then getting aggressive again. This is now, it's almost, the risk reward is better to just have some order stacked, be patient, see what the interaction is, what it's like above here, but definite, quote unquote danger zone. As strong as this chart looks, it looks phenomenal, higher highs and higher lows, but 500% move in a really short amount of time, and the hype going off the tree. Just be careful. We've seen this before in different cycles. Again, it doesn't mean it's the end. But it could be in the short term, and I think $2.10 down to $1.50 is definitely kind of that range for XRP. But I do anticipate any large dip to be bought really hard here as retail just floods in and wants to add to their bags of some of these cryptos. So hope you have enjoyed this episode, guys. We've got a ton of fantastic content coming down the pipeline with Checkmate's webinar that we did. Also got newsletter dropping tomorrow. I'm also working on the 2025 trends report. But I think we can all just be very excited with the state of the market and where it looks. I think we're all going to get the bull market we all wanted and all foresaw, and it might be bigger than you might imagine. So let's get to it. Let's get cracking. Have your plans and all of your strategies in your portfolio setups. They should all be looking relatively mature, and you should have a fairly good understanding of what your portfolio wants to look like now and where it wants to go from here. If you haven't done that, I'd consider getting down and really putting in the work now, because this is, over this next few months, these are where you make the majority of your bull market gains. And depending on how long this goes, and we have a cycle map in the masterminds, but it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 months or 6 to 12 months. We just don't know. And so we want to be as positioned as possible for this next 12-month window, because again, anything could happen. So get excited and get prepared. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.